everyone, Pratima here. So if you're looking to buy a smartphone under 30,000 rupees in India right now, there are just so many options to choose from. It's one of the most competitive segments ever. For example, if you want the best cameras, we have the Realme 14 Pro Plus and the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. For a raw power and gaming performance, you really can't go wrong with the Poco F7 or the iQOO Neo 10. And if you want something more well-rounded, the Edge 60 Pro from Motorola and the Nothing Phone 3a Pro are the phones I genuinely enjoyed using. But after spending a week with this phone, the OnePlus Nord 5, I have to say this might just be the most well thought out, balanced mid-range phone right now. I feel like OnePlus has made the right compromises in the right areas. Okay, let me first talk about what's great here. And first of all, I really like this year's design. I think they took inspiration from Samsung's Galaxy A56 because look at the camera module of these two phones. They are almost identical. OnePlus has also gone with a matte finish this time, which is quite the opposite of the metal design we got on the Nord 4. Nonetheless, it feels good in the hands. And despite having a massive 6,800 mAh battery, this phone does not feel that heavy and the weight distribution is nicely done too. The only compromise is that we don't get a proper IP68 or IP69 dust and water rating here. Instead, we only get a modest IP65 rating. On the front, the display experience of the Nord 5 is also outstanding and it feels like I'm actually using a flagship phone. First, it has a 144Hz refresh rate, hence interacting with the UI is slightly smoother than on a typical mid-range phone. Plus, as you can see, the bezels here are almost non-existent. And this OLED panel is super color accurate, it's pretty bright, reaching 1400 nits in high brightness mode, and you get HDR10 support on both Netflix and Amazon Prime. Another thing I like about this display is that it has a 3000 Hz dot sampling rate, which means that while playing games, it feels extremely responsive. And I found its stereo speakers to be decently loud and clear too. So whether I'm listening to music or watching movies, this display definitely did not disappoint me. By the way, OnePlus has also implemented O haptics here, similar to what we get on OnePlus and Oppo's high-end smartphones. So the vibration feedback on the Nord 5 has a really nice tactile feel. Likewise, the performance side of things is also well taken care of on the Nord 5. It's powered by last year's Snapdragon 8s Gen 3 chipset, which, as you can see from this comparison chart, is significantly more powerful than most competition like the Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the Realme 14 Pro Plus, and the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. Yes, phones like the Poco F7 in the same 30,000 price range do offer newer Snapdragon 8s Gen 4, but honestly, the 8s Gen 3 is still more than capable for most users and handles everything smoothly, including gaming. Here, I could play PUBG effortlessly at 90 FPS without any noticeable lag. Even Genshin Impact, one of the most GPU-hungry titles, ran impressively well with the 5% lows at a respectable 54 FPS. OnePlus has also packed in a massive 7,300mm square vapor chamber cooling system here, and I didn't face any overheating issues even during longer gaming sessions or while using 5G data all day. If I had to nitpick, the only slight letdown is the use of UFS 3.1 storage. If I remember correctly, last year's Nord 4 had faster UFS 4.0 storage, so I don't quite understand the compromise over here. Now, talking about the software side of things, I know many reviewers complain about OnePlus's software experience, but after Samsung's One UI and Nothing's OS, Oxygen OS is my favorite UI. It's clean, mostly ad-free, and the animations feel super fluid. And OnePlus is promising 4 years of OS updates and 6 years of security patches, which is more than decent for this price. And check this out, there's even a button here just like on the iPhone and the OnePlus 13s I reviewed very recently. This button is a carbon copy of the iPhone where you can customize it to launch apps or different functions. Battery life on the Nord 5 is also A+. It easily lasts 2 days if I'm not pushing too hard. Charging is fast too thanks to the 80-watt Whoop charger that we get inside the box, but as expected, there's no wireless charging and it only has a USB 2.0 Type-C port. Okay, let me now talk about the real compromise on the OnePlus Nord 5, and you guessed it right, it's the cameras. Here, OnePlus hasn't gone for an extraordinary camera setup. We get a 50 megapixel main camera. It's the Sony LTY700 sensor. Then we have an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 50 megapixel selfie camera. So overall, you won't be getting a mind-blowing experience. It's still better than something like the Poco F7, but it definitely falls behind phones like the Nothing Phone 3a Pro and the Realme 14 Pro Plus. That said, the Note 5's cameras is not bad either. In good lighting conditions, I was able to get pretty decent shots. I actually went on a photo walk the other morning, and as you can see from these samples, some of the photos are pretty nice with good dynamic range and surprisingly good detail. In some shots, I did feel like the contrast was a bit too much and occasionally the exposure or the highlights got messed up. Plus, colors, especially reds, are sometimes over-processed. But if you shoot in good lighting, you can definitely get results that you can share on social media from this phone. Portraits in particular come out really well. The skin tone looks natural, the details are sharp, even in the 2x mode. I'll drop the Google Drive link below so you can check out the photos in their original quality. Now, talking about the ultra-wide camera, I really expected OnePlus to step up and provide a higher resolution lens, but with the 8 megapixel sensor that it has, it only performs something that you'd expect from a phone under 20,000 rupees. Compared to the primary camera, its dynamic range is weak and the details are very soft, especially during low light. On the flip side, selfies have improved this time. The new 50 megapixel sensor is quite wide and captures some really nice shots. No complaints here. As for videography, I don't have major complaints either. You can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS from both the main and the selfie cameras, and the stabilization, the color science, the dynamic range, all are decent. However, just like with the photos, the ultra-wide videos aren't that great. Okay, I guess I've covered almost everything about the Note 5, and like I said at the very beginning of this video, I believe OnePlus has made the right compromises in the right areas. We get smart, meaningful compromises, and it really shows here. Just take a look at this scoreboard. The Note 5 earns a solid A in display, performance, software, and battery, and a respectable B in the camera department. Yes, you might find better camera performance for the money elsewhere, but what you don't get is this level of refinement across the board. So yeah, the OnePlus Note 5 might just be the best mid-range phone right now in 2025. Alright everybody, that was all for our full review of the OnePlus Note 5. We also have been testing the OnePlus Note CE 5 side by side, so if you don't want to miss that video, do subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Saying this, I'm Pratima and thank you so much for watching.